quite that comfortable. They were those old wooden ones with the curved backs and little brass plates on them. Yeah, some of you are nodding your heads. Others of you, just Google it and you'll find it. So this kind of center is just terrific, and the kinds of things that are here as a result of this center that represents really well what you all have come together to achieve is just amazing. So I bring you greetings from my boss, Secretary Keith Crisco, who is speaking in another of our innovative and much smaller towns. He's in Marion, North Carolina, but he's preaching the same message, I guess, that I am today. And if he were here, he'd tell you, yes, we have lots of challenges, no question about it. The unemployment rate is unacceptably high, despite the great things that are going on here. So we know that, and we make a point of telling people we know that, and our workforce development people are working on that every day. One of my jobs is to respond to correspondence that comes into Governor Perdue's office, so I get the emails from folks who are out of work and have been out of work for 18 months or have had their homes foreclosed on. So we know that there are a lot of challenges, and in Johnson County too. But if Keith were here, he'd also tell you there's a lot of hope, and you've heard a lot of that today. In 2009, we created, Commerce was involved in projects with lots of people across the state, and we created 17,000 jobs and $2 billion worth of investment. That's not enough, but we are the envy of many other states, given the circumstances. Things like the Talicris announcement, of course. And those are many jobs, and we also know that small businesses are important, and we often get the question, what are you doing for small businesses? A reporter friend of mine once said, the fact that your business is operating as it should is not in and of itself news. True enough, and we've had for a long time now a business service center that handles about 3,000 calls a month, mostly from small businesses or people wanting to start small businesses. We have a small business ombudsman. And if you really want a portal to information about small businesses, take a look at www.blnc.gov. That's www.blnc.gov. It's a portal to all the state and state-supported programs that are designed to help business in North Carolina. So you don't have to know where you need to go, you just need to go there. And as many of you may know, Governor Perdue has just appointed the first small business commissioner in North Carolina, who's Scott Doherty. Many of you may know him. Scott has run the state's Small Business and Technology Development Center programs for a long time. And he is now going to be the point person for all those programs that exist, whether it's small business centers at community colleges, whether it's small business and technology development centers, you name it. Scott is going to be in charge of trying to make it more clear to our small business owners where they can get help. Governor Perdue has also been in Washington recently, you may have seen that, lobbying for easing up credit lines for small businesses. Again, we all know small businesses struggle for money. I have to laugh. Does anybody know the Small Business Administration's definition of a small business? Less than 500 employees. Having run a small business myself, that's kind of funny. But at any rate, we're doing a lot to try to make sure we can get more credit and more funding available for small businesses and some tax relief as well. So what makes Clayton so successful? Again, if Secretary Crisco were here, he'd tell you that this community has all the pieces that the state of North Carolina seeks to have to attract businesses. Visionary business and community leaders, you all are here today. You heard Tim talk about the top-notch workforce. I saw the Business Week magazine article. How cool was that? How affordable you are and what a strong education system you have. Great healthcare and award-winning financial institutions. And okay, there are people who want more, as Leo said, want more creative activities, but I was just wandering around on the Town of Clayton website and I saw the Johnston Senior Games, the Blues Bash, the Food Fair and Farmers Market, art classes and museums, and softball leagues. I'd say you've got a lot to offer here in Clayton. So it's no wonder that companies like Talicris and Northeast Bakery are deciding to locate here. And they're the same factors that make North Carolina the top business climate in the country. I guess 8 years in a row now with Site Selection Magazine, which is the magazine for people who decide where businesses go. One of the factors that's also important, it was important in Talicris, Talacris and Northeast, is our state's performance-based incentive programs. I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention them. My first question to Leo when he asked if I'd speak was, how am I going to get grilled on incentives? Which is okay, that's part of my job, and in part because my boss, Keith Crisco, also spoke at a forum where he was in fact grilled about incentives. Incentives don't win projects, but incentives can make the difference between a location in North Carolina and somewhere in another state or overseas. And I think a couple of points about our state's performance-based incentive grants. About 2/3 of those grants, 2/3 go to companies with an existing presence in North Carolina, such as Talacris, to help them grow here rather than elsewhere. And I think the other point I'd make is that with our incentive grants, they are performance-based. There's no upfront money. It is not Publishers Clearinghouse. Talacris and Northeast, among others, will have to meet criteria agreed on for job creation and investment in jobs retention before they get any grant money. I also wanted to note, speaking of communities, though, and what a great community this is, I guess you all are hosting the 2010 Main Street Conference. Congratulations on that. That's a great program that helps revitalize small towns. And we have a real-life example again right here in this building. So congratulations on all you've achieved. I look forward to hearing more great things out of Clayton, and I thank you for having me here today.